Hey guys, we are
On the outside.
we're hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
First of all, thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I recently got introduced to your stuff and recently listened to the new single, which recently came out as well. So congratulations with, first of all, that success that you guys have grown through TikTok and are able to kind of bring it into your music. That you guys are creating masterpieces. Like, that's incredible.
Wow, thank you so much. That's high praise. I very much appreciate that.
So before we talk about the single itself, talk to me about the How Beautiful challenge and, the idea behind it and how important you guys feel it is to, or how much of an impact these kinds of challenges have placed for these teens during this difficult year.
Of course, for sure. So with the challenge, it's really easy to do, actually. I'm just going to give a quick summary of the challenge, and then I'll get back to the reasoning why. So you're going to, find family, loved ones, friends, whatever it is, whoever you may feel needs a lift, or whoever you may feel you want to tell, express your love for, or tell how beautiful they are. And you can get either just a photo of them or a photo you may have with them. And we post collages on Instagram and nominate those friends, and tell them how beautiful they are and how much you admire them, or whatever you want to say in your captioning. And you nominate them to do the same for their people. So it's kind of like a ripple effect of positivity on social media, which we feel like was much needed, especially now with everybody, comparing themselves to the, social standards of what you're supposed to look like, this perfect image of people on social media. And, with all the editing and everything that's going on, we're trying to normalize more of a positive and a raw look on social media through this How Beautiful challenge. And just express and hype each other up in one's true beauty.
And I love that you guys, coincided that with a single. Speaking of the masterpieces that I mentioned earlier, this single is one of those songs where you listen to and you're like, I can't believe no one's ever done that before. And that's, talk to me about the creative process of the song. And did you guys have the challenge in mind and then write the song, or did you guys write the song and then have the challenge in mind?
Yeah. So how it happened was our producer, one of our producers, Mike Shimshak, he had this idea, that he brought to us of this song, How Beautiful, a long time ago, like in the beginning of the band. And he wrote it in the perspective of watching his own daughter go through like her own insecurities and all that kind of stuff growing up through these like beauty standards and everything. And so, we threw our little flair on it, and then it became, the song How Beautiful. And I think the challenge came after, technically, but this whole song kind of just stands for what this band stands for. You know what I mean? Like this whole, the idea of this song is like represents On the Outside as a band. We want to create a culture that is like accepting everyone and like creating a family in love. So this challenge just kind of went right along with it.
Yeah, go for it. Something cool that we were able to do on the track is in the beginning, those voices, those are the outsiders. Speaking real insecurities. Those are some of our fans who really inspired us to be vulnerable with our struggles, and because we saw them dealing with those things. And so to be able to get them, those are like first person insecurities that are being said to the world. And so it's so cool to have put that onto the track. It's very On the Outside way of doing that. You know what I mean?
As far as like the creative process, like, the fact that you guys have various vocal ranges, what is that process like when you guys are coming together and writing a track and kind of not necessarily saying who sings what, but just kind of figuring out where those ranges kind of fit, like discovering the cadence that goes with that song?
Oh yeah. Well, when we first started, obviously that was a whole thing that we had to go through, is finding out whose voices fit in what parts of the songs. And I feel like we all know each other and know each other's voices so well at this point that if we hear a verse or a chorus, we're just like, oh yeah, Bloom's got to sing that, or oh yeah, Dawson's got to sing that part. Like it's honestly not even hard to come up with an arrangement anymore, because we're all like, yeah, 100% they should take this part of the song.
Even in the writing process at this point, it's like if we're writing like a session, we're like, that's like what's going through our minds is like, oh, like, okay, writing this, oh, John would sound killer on this high note, or like, you know what I mean? Or like, oh, like Devin's gonna kill this verse, Sam's gonna kill this verse, like whatever it is, like we have that like in our mind throughout the whole creative process now.
Something else too is that you don't have to do that. It's fine. I'll put it back the other way. Or yeah, you can. Okay. Something else too is that our voices are not just different in range, but they're different in tone and in feeling. So depending on what's being said in the music at the time, whether through instrumentation or lyrically, we all have different feelings in our actual voice. It's not just about how high or low or whatever it is. It's also like something will feel different if Dawson sings it, or if I sing it, or if Bloom sings it. It's going to have a different feel with something you can't really put your finger on. It's just going to feel different. You know what I mean? So that's something we also have to take into account when we're figuring that out. And it's really interesting how we do that.
That was a really great question, by the way. I just wanted to tell you that. I can't remember being asked that before. So that was a really great question.
Thank you, man. Well, I mean, I love the answer. And actually, that final bit that you guys mentioned, like that, I mean, I didn't even consider that, like how like everybody does not only have a different range, but you also have a different emotion, and like the way that you kind of emote it, that lyric, like it's always going to be different. So thanks 100%. For opening my eyes on that one, because that's pretty that's pretty brilliant. But
yeah, this is really random, bro, but it literally looks like we're in the same apartment right now.
You didn't know that?
Look at the screens, everything's fitting in. Yeah, you're just over there on the other side of the wall.
We are. This is just
also you got a great smile, my guy.
Yeah, for real.
Thanks, man. Thank you. This is part of that Hey Beautiful or How Beautiful challenge, right?
Absolutely.
So as we like dive in a little bit more with like the lyrics, when you guys are writing these lyrics, do you guys all come together and write lyrics together? Is there a couple of you that focus more on the lyrics and a couple of you that focus on the instrumentation? Like, what is that really like with you guys?
It's different every time, because we don't always write all five of us. Honestly, writing all five of us on one song is kind of chaotic because there's just so many different opinions going around. So most of the time, it's usually just 2 or 3 of us, and we end up writing a song or coming up with a concept. And then at some point, the rest of us will hop on and throw our 2 cents in and be like, oh, we should change this lyric. Oh, we should change that. But when it comes to the process of writing a song, we're all a part of it in different ways. It's not like one of us is doing this and one of us is doing that. We all do everything, basically.
How would you guys say you guys challenge each other when you guys are in the studio? Not necessarily the writing process, but like the actual production process.
Dawson, do you have something to say about that?
Yeah. I mean, I feel challenged by every single one of them. I think that, I don't know, for me, like there's just a lot to learn from all of them. I think all of us would say that about the next guy. For me, mostly it's Bloom, but we all like learn off each other constantly. I mean, that's basically the gist.
Yeah, but when it comes to in the studio stuff, Bloom is definitely the musician out of all of us. Like we all do music and we all love music, but he's definitely the most knowledgeable. And so if we're like going to try and hit a note or a certain section, he can guide us through it.
Yeah. Also here, something else is, this is really interesting, but on each song, it's different too, because so for example, I was cutting a part and Devin was in the room with me, and his vision for what to do with that was perfect, because where I was going to go melodically was something that just felt like something that Devin would be able to bring. And then on another song, totally different, John was there and ready to coach me through this part that I kept. You remember when we were cutting that song and I kept doing that Southern accent for no reason? Bro, I can't say the line, but basically I just kept, for no reason, I was like going into like a Southern twang, and I don't know what it was, but then he helped me figure out why I was doing that, and we were able to get through that. And then so there's different reasons for different things. Like Bloom will be there and ready to help, in any way. But the pressure of getting it right, but not just right as a formula, but what's right for that song is gonna be different every time.
Did you guys feel like there was a particular challenge with How Beautiful, whether it was the writing process or the production process?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When Mike, our producer, first brought us the idea, it had some different production on it, let's just say. And so we actually spent a lot of time, not so much on the writing process. We threw our little flair here, especially on the bridge and stuff. But the song was, I mean, at its bare bones, it was just a great song. But the production of the track like needed some work, and Yeah, it was written a minute ago too. So, the production was just kind of outdated. So we came in, we helped with the production, and we actually spent a lot of time, collabing with our producers, Mike Shimshak and Kyle Kelso, on that production.
What is it about your producers that you guys chose them to be part of this project, or this song in particular? And what do you guys necessarily look for in a producer when you guys are ready to record a track?
So that's a good question, but they actually chose us. So they created their company, which is Three Hearts Music. Three Hearts, the frequency. Three Hearts is Amy's management, right? Got you. So the frequency music, my bad. And that's Kyle Kelso, Mike Shimshak, Amy Neto. Shout out to them. And they were the group of three. Mike came up with the idea of a pop country boy band 4 years ago. 7 now. Yeah, geez, time's flying. So he hits up his buddy, Kyle Kelso, because he's an amazing producer, and they've worked together. And and they reach out to Amy too, and then they form this team, and that's how they sent out the emails to recruit us. But no, we didn't go out and choose them. They came and chose us, and I mean, we've joined because it sounded amazing. They had demos ready for us.
And I will add to that even though we were chosen by them, I don't think we would change that choice at all, because more than the importance of being able to produce well and everything, they have the same vision as us. They have the same goal of creating that community and positivity, and that's hard to find. Like not everyone has that focus. Like the priority is that, and then the music will become a part of that, instead of just trying to make music however sounds best.
Right. That's true. And I mean, I feel like that's a big part of also why you guys are able to get the success that you guys are having so far, and being able to do it independently, which is like, it's major. Congratulations with that as well.
Thank you.
So like in saying that, like what have been some of the biggest challenges that you guys have faced being independent artists and trying to, whether it was like record or shoot a video or even just release your music?
I know, what haven't we faced is what he said, and that's very true, especially because we started like just before. Yeah. And so that was one of the biggest things, is right when all of us moved out to LA to like for a year. Was it a year we were not together? A year we were making trips back and forth to record and stuff, and that was a struggle. Then we all moved to LA like the week of we all moved to LA. And so then this whole creative process was just kind of put on hold. We had a tour planned we've had multiple planned that just have fallen through, because you obviously can't do live shows in LA or anywhere in the world. And that was definitely a big difficulty. I will say the recording process of this, we've actually kind of been very blessed with, because we have Mike and Kyle and their studios, and we have our studio out here, that we've been able to just honestly record without any issues. And this year has helped us to focus on stuff like that, because we weren't able to go on tour and stuff. We were able to really build ourselves and what our sound is and everything.
For sure. And it also helped with the audience, when during everybody, is on their phones, watching YouTube, Netflix, whatever it is, all this digital content that's just being watched and bought into, tripled. It went crazy, when you look at the statistics. So we were able to fizzle our way in that and get our TikTok, really, we were able to capitalize on that. Thank you, Bloom, for the grammar. we were able to capitalize that off of that, and grow our TikTok exponentially, and be able to translate that over to YouTube, Instagram, our music. And we found a lot of new outsiders, especially internationally, during, which was like the biggest highlight out of as a band for us.
That's amazing, guys. Well, congratulations with the success. Definitely looking forward to more music from you guys. And I guess to close us off, what can you guys close us off with, like a positive note for your outsiders?
Definitely. How beautiful is for you guys. It's for all of us to look at and know that it's about us, and feel that and hear the truth of that. It's being spoken to you. So take that for yourself, and love yourself, realize how beautiful you are, and then go out and spread that. Tell other people how beautiful they are. And let's make it happen. How beautiful challenge.